Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. So first off, my apologies for it being such a long time from the last video to this one. I've just been absolutely inundated with work for the last 2 weeks. So and I'm not at work now, let's make a video. So judging by the title of the video, I'm going to give you the Clodbuster update and the various projects update all in one video. So without further ado, you see the Clodbuster in front of you, minus the shocks and the wheel wideners. For this one I have put in there, we got a 35 kilo blue focus, or not the owner focus, well, it's a 35 kilo steering servo in there, with the standard servo saver on there. I put in the long rods. We go from the servo saver. You can see there's a long one there for the front and another one there for the back. And what I've done is, because I'm using the standard RS 540s, the 27 turns, the motor wires are extremely short. Therefore the wires go on the outside of the chassis, which isn't a problem. As soon as I get this up and running, I'm going to take this down to my model shop and get them to extend the wires, put some longer wires on, so then that way these wires can then go inside and they'll come up through the gap there where it's supposed to, and then these wires can be on the inside. I turned the plate round on the top so I could get the ESC in this position. I've also had to cut the end off there and make like a little channel so the wire for the switch can then go to the outside, as that switch wire is only about 50mm long. I have also put in a switch mount that my friend Tom from Scale Bodge Not Built sent me, so I could use the standard switch in that switch mount and then screw it to the outside. And the only thing left to go on here is the shocks and the wheel wideners, and then I can get the body on there. So that is project number 1. I have got the standard bumpers on front and rear with these steering linkages on, but that's going to be it for modification wise. And then next up we've got the G601 conversion. You'll also notice that I took the skinny shocks off that weren't holding the weight up. I've got these new oil filled shocks, and there's a 10mm bump stop in the front there. Obviously I still need the suspension to work. I also need the steering arms to operate properly as well. And with these new shocks, I've wound the collar down all the way down, and with the wheels on, these shocks do keep up the weight of the whole of the gearbox and all the electrics and everything, even with a battery fitted. So fantastic. And also on this one, no rear body posts. Now I've had the body posts made for me again by Tom. They've got these big chunky things. Now you're probably thinking a bit overkill, but not really. Tom's designed them, even put my channel logo in the sides, so when you take the body off you will see the channel logos on the sides there, with an X brace inside. So once they're fitted on, they'll go on the back there, and then I can get the body on. I'd rather much have these body posts as opposed to these body posts. See how much wobble there is with that. So the next video to come out will be on this one. I'll then line up the body, put the body on the new posts, and then I can turn it upside down, and then I can make the holes appropriately for the front posts and the rear posts. And then once the holes are in the body, I can then paint that outside. I've also been a bit busy with painting lots of other bits and bobs. These are the wheels that I painted for it in bright pink. They are WR02 wheels. Started off white and they're now bright pink. I've used 2 sets of the rear wheels. They're going to be nice and bright. This little tray of bits and bobs all came away from the Clodbuster. Some screws I'm going to reuse again, like these ones will go hold the shocks in at the top. That brace goes on the front of the body to hold the front panel on. But most of the other parts will just go in a spares tub. Also, I've managed to paint up the ball bar in satin black all over completely, all done. And also I've done the front grille. I had a nightmare trying to get the black paint around the 4s and the X's, and the satin black just kept showing the chrome through, so I just went over the front part, the centre part of the grille in gloss black. Still need to paint up the turn signals and the insides of the headlights. I'm going to paint in Guild chrome paint. Okay, so let me show you another project I've been working on. This one is a CW01 creation. You'll notice that this one is totally different. It's got the Cantech front and the rear body posts in place. I'm running a 25 kilo metal geared steering servo in the front. Friction shocks are standard. Aluminium lower shock front bottoms. Now the wheels, ooh, are gold Monster Beetle rims, front and rear. I've squeezed these into lunchbox tyres. As you can see, there's quite a bit of a thick wall there. The Monster Beetle rims are taller and narrower than a standard lunchbox. Got the 5th shock in the back there. You'll also notice that I'm running a 4370 kV brushless motor on, not on the lunchbox motor mount. This goes straight into the gearbox with an 18 tooth steel pinion straight into the gearbox. You remember I made this big fat custom wheelie bar. This is to go on the back there. I'm also using 20mm wide 3D printed wheel spacers, so I can bring the track out a little bit wider. And also on the front I'm using the hubs that you get with a lunchbox. I've screwed those into the rear of the Monster Beetle rims for the front to bring the track out a little bit wider on the front, because if I'd used the front wheels with the bearings in, then the wheels would have been too close inwards, and then when the body shell was on, the tyres would interfere with the body shell. And let me show you the body shell that I've got for it. If you're an avid classic lover of old British cars, you will love this body shell. And if you're not, well, you're not. It is a Morris Marina. Yes, there are some headlights to go in there. I've got the number plates to be made up. I need to cut the templates for the windows to go on. Now I'm actually building this one so I can go down to Green Hawks RC stomping ground and put it around their Tesco's time trials figure of 8. I'm hoping that I will get a better time with this one than I did with the Allegro. So another project that I'm working on. I've also been a busy bee, and I've done this one, which is the Lada body shell, to replace the Mad Max Lada body shell that got absolutely mangled because I cut the windows out. I still need to paint up around the headlights, the front grille and the spoiler in black, and then I can put in the headlights that I made for it. It is only on a short wire. The receiver for this is right in the front of the chassis on the other Lada. So there's that one. And then the last one, last but not least, is this bad boy. I had an unfortunate incident with this one. I took it into work and the ESC melted and all the smoke billowed out from between the body and the rear posts. So yeah, I wasn't impressed with that. The only downside to taking this into work and it catching a light was that I wasn't filming it. So it's got the Ansman Magnum rear wheels on. These are 100mm, and I'm going to use these ones for the Tesco's time trials because the tyres are a bit more they're a bit more suitable for going around the tarmac, whereas with the spike tyres that you get with the DTO3, the spikes will wear down too quick, and I want to keep those tyres for the grass. I did obviously give it a motor change. This has got the 12 turn super stock brushed motor in it. It's a bit dusty, it's sat on a shelf doing nothing at the moment. The rear wing is held together with gaffer tape underneath and sellotape on top. Not that that would affect its performance. It has also got a new chassis, whereas the other one broke straight across the two halves. So I've replaced that. And that is going to be my video for today with my projects. I need to put another ESC in this one, but obviously with this, where there's no holes in the body, it's difficult to get the airflow to go up underneath the body to keep the ESC cool. So I'm going to put an ESC in with a fan on it, so the fan can keep the ESC cool because it's in an enclosed area. So that's one project to finish. At the moment, this DTO3 is the top of the leaderboard on the Green Hawks RC time challenge, and in order to keep that top spot, I need to get this one running properly. There's no doubt I'm going to get knocked off that top spot by James with a couple of his bad boy buggies, or even Taylor with one of his bad boy buggies, or even Moo for that fact. So yeah, I'm hoping to get this up and running and keep on top of that leaderboard. Okay, that's going to be it for today. Just a quick update with the Clodbuster, the G601 conversion, the Morris Marina, the Lada body shell I need to finish, and the DTO3. So thank you all ever so much for joining me, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Thank you very much everyone, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers for now.